everyone. Sorry, my hand's in your face. Good morning. Okay, so we've made Reiki videos 1 and 2, and we've made a healing video for the root. And anyone who's still with me, thank you. Today, I've got my cool chimes over here. These are just cool sounds, because I like the way they sound. And I guess we're going to be talking about the throat chakra today, so it's kind of like relevant to that, because music is part of the throat chakra. We've got some cool crystals here. This is just like a clear quartz. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to continue today. But first, let's say a prayer. Lord, I pray that your peace and your healing and your grace can be with us all the days of our lives, and especially as we learn and heal together. In Jesus' name, amen. I pray that the Holy Spirit can guide my words and that I can be attuned to the love energies that are real, not just fake fantasy. Real, it's real. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? Okay. So, we talked about the root. Talked about the root chakra. It relates to the physical form and is found at the base of the spine. I highly recommend that you watch the video that I made about healing the root chakra. Let's see. Then we talked about the sacral chakra, and sacral chakra is the water, emotions, sexual emotions, feelings, and very visceral expression of consciousness. And it's all part of it, part of the experience. And then we've got the solar plexus, which is the color yellow, which is where you might have anger or very passionate feelings, action-oriented, that would stem from the solar plexus chakra. So now we're going to take the leap in consciousness from these lower 3 chakras to the heart. And we're just going to talk about the heart, and then we'll talk about the other centers. But the heart, in my opinion, is the highest realm of spiritual excellence or attainment. Because, and the Tibetans actually do agree with me, they believe that the heart, the spiritual heart, is the highest attainment of enlightenment. So just keep that in mind, I guess, for the rest of your life. And of course, Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. And, you know, that's what he was referring to, is being in your heart. And, you know, and I feel like that's something that's common throughout all, to use a dirty word, religion. You know, I don't really like using that word. You could say faith, or, you know, love, studying, love. But I feel like being centered in the heart is, you know, the center. You know, it's kind of like the main goal of a lot of this spiritual practice. You know, Kundalini Yoga talks about going from the base of the spine to the heart. And we could talk about, there is Kundalini Rei-Ki, but that's not my tradition. But if there's, I'm interested in that too. Maybe I'll make another video after I learn about that. I know a little bit about Kundalini, but it really should be talked about, you know, in a open way, but it should be, you know, it's about awareness. So you need to be aware if you're working with Kundalini, but we're not doing that right now. So the heart is the focus of all of the traditions of spirituality, is to return one to the heart, and to live from that place. And that's what Christ said, and that's what, you know, Buddha said the same thing, you know. And yeah, all this stuff. So let's see. So the heart is the color green or the color gold. Let's see. Christ lives, you know, he lived in his heart. You know, the heart center is somewhere in the middle. The love is transmitted from your heart. So, you know, if you think of love, it's kind of like, you know, like it comes out of your heart. And like that's why having an open heart is like such a good thing, you know. It's like you're open to giving and receiving love, you know. And the inner child lives inside the heart. So, um, you know, I love you. You know, and I love that, and that's how you heal those wounds, is allowing your inner child to be completely safe and secure within your heart space, and realize that there's, you know, that's why for me providing a safe space is the most important thing with healing. You know, because I mean, if you don't feel safe, how are you gonna be able to heal? You know, I mean, you can interpret that as many ways as you want to, but I feel like you know what I mean. So let's see. So the heart, and there is a great guy named Matt Kahn on the internet, on YouTube, Mattkahn, Matt Kahn, and he just teaches from the sacred space of the heart, and he teaches like self-love is the main goal, and you know, it's pretty awesome, and I love him, you know, and I highly recommend listening to his videos, and you know, and vibing with him. Okay, so there's an electromagnetic field that extends 9 feet outside of the heart. And if you've ever seen, you know, pictures of people that have their arms out like this and their legs, it's kind of like the electromagnetic field is like bigger than that. So it's pretty cool. And there is studies about that. Let's see. The heart balances the other energy centers. So you can use the intention of using the heart to balance the lower chakras. So if you put like, well, I'll teach you this after, but you put the heart, or if you put your hand on the heart, and then you put your hand maybe on your, you know, solar plexus or whatever, and then you can kind of just intend that the heart energy balance the solar plexus energy. And you'll feel eventually, you have to be patient. You feel eventually that it takes time, like, to resonate, but it'll eventually will balance out these two centers, you know. And if you see it visually, maybe you're a visual learner, you'll see that you have the lower chakras. You have 1, 2, 3 of those, and then the middle one is the heart, and then above you have 3. So it's kind of like the heart is like the medium, you know. It's like right in the middle, and that's why it balances all the other ones. Let's see. So you can rely on your heart to bring healing to any of the other energy centers. Like I said, but it takes time. You have to be patient with that. You know, and it's, you know, healing isn't like, transformation can happen in an instant, and that is part of healing. But healing, for most of the time, will be a process. So, let's see, throat chakra. So now we'll move from the heart to the throat chakra. And there is a Christ center chakra that Christ lived from, and I feel like that's like a gold or a white color. And that's like universal, just like God love, you know, and it's like almost like beyond the other heart in a way. Like, this one's like more of a romantic kind of feelings heart center, so it's kind of like an emotional center, but it's still, I mean, it's still balanced in love, you know, but it's more of a personal love. And then there's another center that's maybe 1 or 2 inches higher, that I feel like Christ lived from that center, and that one was the transcendent kind of oneness, like, you know, Holy Spirit kind of white light, you know, center. And, you know, you could just kind of play with that and see, you know, what you feel. Maybe you feel it different or not, or, you know, and, yeah. So, I love you. Either way. Okay, so then we move from the heart center to the throat center. That's located in between the, what are these bones called? Collarbones. In between the collarbones. Right in between those collarbones, and maybe a little bit above them. You want to be gentle here. That is the base of the throat chakra. So, a lot of the times, what blocks this chakra is we don't feel like we can speak our truth, right? And that's, you know, that's something that, you know, has been struggled with, I feel like, on Earth for a long time, and I feel like that's coming to an end very soon. And I feel like, you know, that love is the truth, and anything that's not really in alignment with that is essentially going to just, it's not going to feel good in who you are. Like, so it's, you could say, you know, it's, you know, you could give a bunch of reasons, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's, does it make you feel good? Are you honestly, like, happy with that kind of speaking? So I feel like until the heart is able to be expressed, the throat will be kind of like wishy-washy. So I love you. And, well, I love you, you know. I care. So, okay, let's see. So Archangel Michael is the, oh yeah, Archangel Michael is the, and by the way, anytime you say, when you say Archangel Michael, Jesus, you'll bring those energies to where you are. You know, so you can allow yourself to feel safe right now, because Archangel Michael loves you. He cares about you. He knows what you're going through. He knows what you've been through. He knows what you're trying to do. He knows that you're trying to heal. You know, and he knows you know, if you feel safe or not. And he's going to do his best to put you in a place of safety. And that's called divine love. And I feel like the angels are always, no matter what we do, are loving to us and guiding to us and returning, bringing us back to light. Um, and it's not in a judgment, condemnation way. It's in a actually laughing, playful way, because they're so light that they don't actually have any of those heavy emotions. And I feel like for us, a lot of times it can seem like, you know, far off, distant, but it's just simple, pure light love. That's what angels are made of. They're light beings. So there's nothing to worry about when you're dealing with angels. They're always have your best intentions at heart. So Archangel Michael is I would say, the mouthpiece of God. That he was, Michael. The name Michael means the one who is like God, and that's why he is my dad's Michael, my half brother's Michael. Michael's a great name. I'm Joseph, and that means God will add, which is just a faith-based life, which I'm living out to the best of my ability. Anyways, let me stay focused. Archangel Michael, throat chakra. The color blue is for the throat chakra. And being able to speak our truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might feel, maybe to others, right? You might feel like it might make someone feel uncomfortable, but I feel like that it is important to let that come out, But use your discernment and feel into your heart. What's the loving, thing to do? I mean, this is all just a process of healing. It's not always going to be feeling like 100%, it's kind of like an unfolding. And there's no reason to be ashamed of the darkness, because the darkness has to be brought to the light. You can't, try and hide that, because that's what the healing is. The Rei-Ki moves into where that darkness is in a loving way, and it gently allows that darkness to come out into the light. So singing and chanting, just like what we were doing before, like that's like a Tibetan sound, like Tibetan Buddhists, they will do that. It's very healthy for your body. And they're very grounded individuals, Tibetan Buddhists, and they're very masculine, but yet they were very much in tune with all the universe, and very wise and loving beings. And so that sound, that's Tibetan, like throat singing, or Tuvan is the word, Tuvan throat singing. You can find that on YouTube. Chanting, music, creative artistic expression, and divinity all come from the throat chakra. Truth, the vibration of truth comes through the throat chakra. And of course, like I said, deceitful lies will block your throat chakra. So you can let them go. We don't need to lie anymore about anything. Okay, then now if you feel like maybe that's enough for you, you can just turn the video off. And maybe we should. Let's see. We got the basic 3. We got the heart and the throat. And then we could do the third eye and the crown. Let's see. Sometimes I like to just take breaks in the videos, because I feel like we're talking about intense things, and it's I feel like it makes me feel safe and makes me feel calm to slow things down a little bit, And of course, you guys are all different, and that's cool. But for me, I'm the one who's here with me making the video. So, you know, we're learning a lot right now, and I'm sure some of you people, it was Barack Obama. Some of you people, yes, we can learn about chakras. Yes, we can attune ourselves to Reiki energy. Yes, we can love ourselves unconditionally. Yes, we can. He was a great orator. So, but I feel like we're learning so many things about ourselves that you have to let these things integrate. And I feel like the way that I teach is it kind of comes out like this, and then you kind of have to let it kind of settle, you know what I mean? Let it kind of integrate into who you are before you move forward too quickly. So we learned about the root, just the basic physical reality, 3D reality, you know, money, you know, being in tune with the earth, I feel like is much more crucial than money personally, because if the earth wasn't here, money wouldn't do much. But let's see, so you have the earth connecting with nature. Like I plan a trip to going to the zoo soon, just so I can connect with the gorillas and the maybe I might send Reiki to some animals, if it's in alignment with spirit, obviously. By the way, don't ever send Reiki if you don't ask. You should always ask beforehand. And it might be, like, you might have an intuitive thing, but, like, it might say, this person needs Reiki, and that's a different, that is them requesting it in a certain way. We can talk about this later, because you shouldn't be sending Reiki yet, because you haven't been attuned. You can send healing and prayers, you know, but not that it's, you know, it's all relative. You know, the guidelines are there for loving purposes, you know, and any guidelines that aren't for loving purposes should probably be discarded. Yes. You know, and we've all made mistakes. But, yep. 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 Love you. So a lot of what this noise does and this music does, this thing's cool, huh? It will clear the energy, clear the air kind of thing. Okay, let's move on. So we've talked about I'm just holding this crystal just because it makes me feel better. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that thing. Cost. My mom got it for me. Pretty nice of her. Oh, I feel way better holding this right now. Wow. That's a good feeling. I love you. And you can put Reiki and energy in crystals, but we'll learn about these things eventually. Chakras, we have to learn about 7 main chakras first. So the next one, we had the root, the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, and now we'd be moving up to the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is what they call in Sanskrit the Ajna chakra, and it is the place of intuitive development, of mediumship and psychic abilities. It is the place of enlightenment, because you see beyond the realms of duality, okay, and you perceive the truth, and you know that takes time to be prepared to perceive that truth. And you know, I feel like in past lives I probably did open my third eye, and I feel like my mother definitely did. I feel like she's part of my soul path in this life, and she's kind of like a guide. You know, she helps me. Of course, she's my mom, and we have disagreements, you know, but most of the time she's right. And I love her very much. Yep. And you're allowed to hate your guru because he loves you so much. And also, that probably actually is the person that most of the hate would be directed to, because I mean, honestly, they're just a reflection of you in your higher state that you're fighting, struggling to try and get to. So you go through all these gritty things with your guru, you know, and and it's just love. It's just love being love, you know, and embracing everything. So so don't be so hard on yourself, you know. Anyways, you know, you can't help but talk about spiritual things when you're talking about the chakras. It's just part of the I feel like the loving reality. So so you connect your third eye to your heart chakra. So anytime you're dealing with your third eye, or you're, you know, whatever, if you're just beginning right now, if this is the first time you've heard about this, take a moment and just set the intention through your heart to connect your third eye chakra into the loving nature of your heart, okay? And just allow your heart to be in command of the third eye, okay? It's very important because the third eye is powerful. So, I love you. So, what else? There's so many things to talk about with the third eye because you just open up this kind of new reality, you know, and a new perception, new way of being. And it's very intense sometimes, and sometimes you do have to kind of like just chill, you know. Um, yeah. So the third eye chakra, yeah. Amethyst. Oh, that's what we should have done. We should have done what stones resonate with them. Maybe I'll post something. Amethyst resonates with the third eye chakra. And you have to learn to clean your crystals, especially if you're dealing with chakras, because they resonate with your chakra and they absorb energies, you know, that might be not needed in your chakra, and then the crystals will take them because they love you, and then you have to give that energy to Earth because Earth loves you, and then the Earth will take the energy and transmute that actually into healing, love, light. Um, so that's the third eye, psychic, etc. You know, just the pineal gland is connected with the third eye. Um, let's see. You know, Jesus said if your third eye is full of light, then your whole body will be full of light. So it's very, you know, crucial. Um, love. Love is how you do that. You love. I love you, third eye. I love you. 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 You could just say that forever. So, I feel like I'm transmitting energy when I'm talking about the third eye, you know? You might feel that. That's okay. Just hold on. We're almost done with this video. So now we take the leap from the third eye to the crown chakra. And um, so we went through all the chakras, and the crown chakra is purple. And it is, you know, the center of bliss. And it's just like when you let go of your sense of self, or your apparent sense of self, okay? And you just disappear. That is, you know, when you open the crown chakra kind of feeling. This is, I mean, for a lot of people, this is, you know, a scary place to be because they call it the leap of faith, you know, out of yourself into the universe. But just talking about the chakra, let's see, it's purple. It's, I think, a little bit above your head, maybe like half an inch or something. And it just sits up there, and it spins like a disc, like a samurai hat. Or actually, another way to think of it is like a funnel, and it's like a funnel opening up into the universe, into spirit. And that's where the light and the love of the universe comes down into your body, and then that goes through your feet too, you know. So yeah, so it's kind of like the root chakra was this, and the crown chakra was this, you know. Um, so that's pretty good. Um, Color purple. What else do we got to talk about with the crown chakra? Enlightenment, connecting with spirits, the highest vibration, you know, and there are other chakras that are outside of your body. Like there's a 13 chakra system. I'm most familiar with the 7 main chakras. And all the other chakras are related to those 7 main chakras. And all of those chakras, the 7 main chakras, are related to the heart chakra. So that's why being in your heart is so important. You know, it kind of will balance you and guide you and cleanse you and heal you and, you know, fill you with love. And so, all right, have a good day.
Did you find out those dates?